Another exciting week of Solana news. This week, we're going to be covering multiple airdrops. Let's dig in. First, we want to thank solananews.org that provides us with our news. This is a weekly newsletter that is free. It is the week in Solana news. It covers on-chain stats, scaling and infrastructure, the application layer, community news, and much more. You can get that at solananews.org, and it's entirely free, so go ahead and check that out. First, we're going to start with the scaling and infrastructure news. This is the technology that allows Solana to go faster. It's the technology that allows teams to build on top of it and for just sort of general infrastructure. So first is Dymension. Dymension launched an airdrop for Solana users as well as a few other community members. And this is a new cross-rollup chain, and they are going to be doing sort of roll apps. So if anyone wants to build a app chain, they can do it as a roll app. This is more and more, we're seeing teams building on different infrastructure to allow teams to create their own rollups. Rollups is a phenomenon where a chain is built on top of a chain like Ethereum, and it receives the security from Ethereum, and it can scale as its own blockchain, and they call this rollups. And there's a lot of different ways to build them. It's not always with just Ethereum, but Dymension is getting in this game. Check them out for the airdrop. If you are a US user, you will want to use a VPN. Next, Etherscan acquired the Solana Block Explorer Solscan. So if you've been in the space for a while, Etherscan is the block explorer for Ethereum. They have now acquired Solscan. Solscan is a block explorer for Solana that allows you to see your balances, your transactions, what you've done on chain, etc. So explorers are very common. We've covered them. And now it looks like Solscan was purchased by Etherscan. Etherscan is a great team, so this is very good. And Unibot. Unibot announced that they are officially launching Unibot on Solana. And this is a Telegram bot built by traders for traders. And so if you are trading often, if you want to snipe assets right when they come out, etc., you can do that using Unibot through Telegram. I've never used it. I know a lot of people like it. I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. So if you are a trader, it might be worth checking out. And then Marty, he runs the only Solana validator in Africa. He announced that, hey, the first Solana validator is live in Africa. As we know, decentralized networks, we want the validators and the nodes to be all over. And so the first one in Africa is cool news. Next, we're going to move on to the application layer. These are the consumer applications, the things you probably play with if you're not a developer. And first, Kamino Finance. This is a lending and leverage and liquidity protocol on Solana. They announced that you can now earn Bonk rewards every week. So if you lend out your money or you borrow money, I think right now it's primarily for supplying, so lending, you will earn additional Bonk rewards. Now, we covered Kamino earlier this week in our Farm of the Week video. So if you're looking to earn passive income and airdrops, etc., we cover these videos. Subscribe to the channel to check them out. And we already covered Kamino Finance, so check out that video. Then next, Meow, he is the founder of Jupiter Exchange. This is a large large decentralized exchange on Solana. JUP, the token, JUP, is going to be doing their airdrop in January, and he wrote a crazy long thread just going over it. What's happening, how they're going to communicate really well, how you can prepare for the launch, and much more. Go ahead and check that out. Jupiter is a serious team building serious tech. And next we have Decrypt. They just covered that Solana NFT sales have skyrocketed and have even passed Ethereum layer 1. So the Solana is sort of the second largest NFT ecosystem historically after Ethereum, and now Solana passed it in trading volume. This is a bit of a mania, but that's just exciting for Solana collectors in general. And then Cube. Cube says they're inspiring confidence in crypto, one trade, one user, one innovation at a time. and they announced their LST bundle. So you can now invest in JITO and Marinade in a single cube or a single asset. And both of these players, JITO and Marinade, are Solana staking infrastructure providers. So, JITO is staking infrastructure that allows you to earn MEV rewards. Marinade is for optimizing your Solana stake. If you want to get exposure to these two players, you can now do it once in a single bundle using Cube. And finally, community news. This is just what's going on in the community from anyone and everyone. The founder, the head chef at Marinade, Reppy, he said that 2023 was challenging for the Solana ecosystem, but even more so for Marinade. And he just goes on to mention how Marinade now has a lot of Solana staked, they're kicking butt, but they did have to, let go of some of the team, and they had layoffs, and they're really focusing on security. And, everyone has their ups and downs, but 2024, Marinade is coming in hot. We just covered them, and they do staking infrastructure for Solana. And then Austin, he is the head of strategy at the Solana Foundation. He just mentioned how if you're running a blockchain project, or you're a senior person, or even just an operator in general, I can't stress this enough. You got to use 1Password or another password manager. You got to get some physical YubiKeys. You got to turn on 2FA. You got to turn off SMS. No SMS verification. You have to turn on advanced protection. And you have to do this on all of your accounts. There are a lot of attackers out there who would like to take over anything they can to try to scam people. You got to be careful out there if you're an investor, if you're an operator, and these are some good tips. Next, Cointelegraph covered the largest Solana community drainer has now drained over 6K members. And just if you are paying attention to Solana, there is some sophisticated attackers out there, and stay safe. Don't lose your money. Don't get rugged. Be smart. Use, various protections, like Phantom Wallet has protections built in. There's something called Wallet Guard. This is another thing that can protect you. There's something called Fire. There's different tools to protect you. Don't lose your money. Use hardware wallets. Don't sign transactions that you don't understand. Don't get wrecked. And the last one of the day, Anatoly, the co-founder of Solana and Solana Labs, the main face, he just covers, will Solana ever require layer 2 solutions? And he just goes on to say how there's no one stopping them, but Solana aims to be a single machine. No layer 2s. That's not the roadmap. Solana is focused and will continue to be focused on scaling layer 1 directly through hardware upgrades. So Ethereum is taking the path of anyone can run a validator, a computer. It can be super small, maybe even eventually your phone, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of nodes, very decentralized, and then all the scaling happens on layer 2s. Solana is looking to not do that. They are willing to have beefy hardware, fast computers, more expensive, but still hoping for decentralization. Maybe instead of hundreds of thousands of nodes, tens of thousands of nodes. And that still can be decentralized. We just saw one is in Africa already. And it's scaling on the single chain, the single state machine. So it's going to be interesting to see how this technology unfolds over time. I personally am a huge fan of layer 2s, and eventually we'll see layer 2s combining into a single network, a mesh network, where layer 2s are communicating across chains synchronously and will build a sort of super chain. But it's also good that Solana is going after the single state machine, the monolithic architecture, using hardware. It's very early in the life cycle of blockchain technology. It's very good that we have teams experimenting with different approaches. And if you like this news, if you want to hear more about Solana and other blockchain ecosystems, and you want to get a farm of the week, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.